Okay, in today's video, we're going to discuss the Forex heat map from Forex Early Warning. And the Forex heat map identifies real-time trade entry signals for 28 currency pairs. Okay, so for example, if the euro is strong, it'll give you a live signal and it'll specify what pair to trade. So to summarize, the Forex heat map gives you live trading signals for 8 different currencies and 28 currency pairs. It's a visual map of the entire Forex market, and it's live and in real time. And if you get strong signals, the daily pip movement is going to be much higher than Forex traders are used to. Here's an example trading signal for the Canadian dollar, and you can see that the Canadian dollar is weak on all pairs. So what type of price movement can you get on a signal like this? Well, the USD Canadian moved 140 pips just on this one trading session. This is one trading session, okay? And you could have also gotten additional pips selling the Canadian dollar yen. You could have done 2 different trades and gotten a lot of pips in one single trading session. Here's an example for the British pound. If the British pound is strong and consistent, the heat map will specify like the British pound against the Aussie dollar, or the British pound against the Swiss franc or Canadian dollar. Once again, you get about 90 pips of movement, total movement on the pound Swiss, but the combined movement on all the British pound pairs, these are volatile pairs, is in the hundreds of pips. And then sometimes you'll get what we call a combination signal. You'll see that the Swiss franc is pretty much got a lot of weakness, but there's a couple of pockets where there's no weakness. But the USD is pretty much strong on all pairs. So the USD is strong, but the Swiss franc is slightly weak, so the best pair to trade would be the US dollar against the Swiss franc. And in this case, this was actually after the non-farm payrolls news driver. You can use the heat map to trade after non-farm payrolls. It bounced up about 10-15 pips and then took off. So your total combined movement was 50 pips after the gap, after the initial gap. Total movement around 60 pips. Once again, this is after the non-farm payrolls news driver, so you can use the Forex heat map to trade after volatile news drivers. The heat map works the same way for 8 currencies and 28 pairs. Here's your currencies. And if you want more example trades, we have literally 100 examples on our website. And just remember that the Forex heat map works off of the principles of parallel and inverse analysis and currency strength, and all of this information, complete details, are on the Forex Early Warning website. So how do you know when to look at the Forex market and check the heat map? We have about 5 different professional alert systems, including a mobile app, audible price alerts, the Forex news calendar. There's a million ways to know when to be in front of the computer, and we'll alert you when the market starts moving with consistent signals. We'll show you our mobile app here in a minute. So if you want to learn more about the Forex heat map, just go to the forexearlywarning.com website, and we have a complete tutorial with full documentation. You'll know exactly what a good trade looks like before you use this tool, and you'll have many examples to look at. Okay, so here's the Forex Early Warning website, and here's the Forex heat map. You can see our trading plans right here, Forex news calendar, and you can access the Forex heat map right here. It's live. You can see it. All the currencies are stacked on top of each other. Today the Swiss franc was weak, and the Euro Swiss is trending higher, and it moved up. It's a low percentage, but it moved up really nicely today, and so did the USD Swiss, also moved up. This is consistent. There's 2 heat maps, one for the Asian session and one for the main session. Okay, and you can see exactly how it works right here with all the currencies stacked on top of each other. You know immediately in under 60 seconds that the Swiss franc was the big mover today. There's also a backup heat map in case our servers drop off or if something goes wrong with the main heat map. You always have a backup heat map. It's just a fantastic system, fully backed up and ready at all times. Next thing I want to show you is our mobile app. Our mobile app will tell you exactly when. It will send you a push alert and tell you, for example, the Swiss franc is weak. And it'll send a push alert right to your phone, and the signals will be set up for a trade, and you can pull a trade on the Swiss franc. Like you saw today. Today the Euro Swiss moved real nicely. But if you see that the Swiss franc is weak like it was today, you can get movements on any of the Swiss franc pairs, USD Swiss, New Zealand dollar Swiss, Euro Swiss. And once again, these aren't small movements. You get the initial move, and then you get the push alert, and you can usually capture about half of the movement. Another great movement cycle, and then when it stalls, you can just scale out lots or exit if the pair is not trending. So let me log out here and go back to the Forex Heatmap. So remember, the Forex Heatmap gives you easy to identify real-time trading signals across 28 different pairs in 8 currencies, and you'll get great movements. You'll be able to scale out lots, move your stop to break even, and then start managing the trade from a profit. And it works pretty much the same way across all 8 currencies moving in 2 directions. So if the euro is strong and the euro is the base currency, it'll specify, go check the euro New Zealand dollar. Or another strong mover would be the euro pound. It doesn't always tell you to trade the euro USD, but that's because the euro USD isn't moving every day. So once again, this is the Forex Heatmap, our live signal system. It's extremely accurate, does a great job showing Forex traders what pair to trade every day in the main session and Asian session across 28 currency pairs. And this is from forexearlymorning.com.